Hello, miladies of inestimable value. Some women blend into the world, but a Sigma female bends the world around her. Before we go any further, here's a fact that should make you sit up. Psychologists say less than 1% of women show the combination of emotional independence, social detachment, and razor-sharp intuition found in Sigma personalities. Now imagine that 1% compressed into one woman who doesn't follow rules. She rewrites them in silence. A Sigma female is the kind of woman people underestimate once and never again. She doesn't parade her power. She hides it like a plot twist waiting to ruin someone's entire script. While most people are busy trying to be seen, she's quietly deciding who even deserves her eyesight. And let's be honest, half the world fails that test before they even say hi. Her presence is rare, her mindset is unconventional, and her personality, let's just say it requires a manual the average human does not come with. So today, we're diving straight into the 20 extraordinary signs that reveal you're dealing with a Sigma female, one of the rarest, most unpredictable, and quietly powerful personalities walking the planet. Hold on tight. You're about to understand why everyone thinks they've figured her out, until she proves they never even understood the trailer. Number 1. She's attracted to minds, not masks. A Sigma female doesn't chase charm, looks, or the illusion of success. She isn't impressed by fancy clothes, flashy cars, or smooth talk. What captivates her is the mind behind the surface, the way someone thinks, analyzes, and reasons. She instinctively detects authenticity and can separate the mask people wear from the person underneath. If your mind is predictable, shallow, or driven by ego, she sees right through it. Trying to impress her with a persona will backfire every single time because she isn't interested in the performance. She's drawn to depth. Her attraction isn't about intellect in the traditional sense. She doesn't need someone to quote philosophers or recite facts. She's looking for originality, curiosity, and the ability to think independently. A mind that challenges her, that surprises her, that isn't afraid to wander into unconventional territory. That's magnetic to her. Conversations with her are a mental chess game. She notices patterns in thinking, subtle inconsistencies, and the ability to see beyond what's obvious. The dull, surface-level thinkers never hold her attention for long because their thoughts feel recycled, predictable, and uninspiring. The Sigma female thrives on nuance. She can detect subtle cleverness, quiet wit, or a perspective that contradicts the crowd. It's not about being loud or showing off. It's about mental originality and a willingness to break away from the herd. People who wear masks to appear interesting, who manipulate conversations to impress, or who hide their real thoughts to fit in, are immediately filtered out. She's uninterested in the image you project. She wants the truth that lives behind it. Her attraction to minds also makes her rare in relationships. She doesn't settle for surface-level connections or temporary infatuation. She invests in those who stimulate her intellectually, who challenge her worldview, and who engage with her on a level deeper than emotion alone. For a Sigma female, chemistry is measured in mental alignment, curiosity, and unpredictability, not in appearances, status, or charm. This is why she often leaves people bewildered. They thought they had her, but she was never interested in the mask. They only notice it too late. She's not attracted to who you appear to be. She's drawn to who you truly are, and that is a force far more compelling than any performance the world tries to sell. Number 2. She doesn't demand respect. She extracts it. A Sigma female doesn't ask for respect, and she doesn't rely on titles, status, or empty gestures to get it. It's not about making people bow to her or commanding attention through force. Instead, respect happens naturally around her because of the energy she carries and the quiet authority she exudes. It's a subtle, almost gravitational pull. People notice her presence, her confidence, and the precision in the way she moves through life, and respect forms without her needing to demand it. She understands that authority is earned in silence and observation, not in loud declarations or trying to dominate a room. Her actions, decisions, and the way she interacts with the world leave impressions that are impossible to ignore. She sets standards without announcing them, enforces boundaries without confrontation, and handles situations with a calm decisiveness that draws others into alignment. People instinctively adjust to her because she makes it clear, without saying a word, what behavior is acceptable and what is not. Her energy communicates that she is not to be underestimated, and anyone trying to challenge her quickly realizes that the rules are hers, and they are not negotiable. She also extracts respect by being consistent and authentic. There's no pretense, no need for approval, and no chasing of validation. Her confidence is not flashy, it's quiet, unshakable, and highly contagious. Those around her feel the impact of her mindset. Her strength forces them to respect her just by witnessing it. Even when she remains completely silent in a room, her presence alone demands consideration. This ability to extract respect makes her unpredictable and powerful. People who assume respect must be demanded or bought often fail around her. They see her composure, intelligence, and uncompromising integrity, and realize that any attempt to undermine her will fail because respect isn't something given, it's something she quietly pulls from the world. In every interaction, she leaves a lasting impression, not through intimidation, but through an invisible force of self-assuredness that few can resist. Her respect is magnetic, earned without effort, and impossible to ignore. Number 3. She lives by quiet rules. No one knows about a Sigma. Female doesn't follow society's standard playbook, and she isn't bound by conventional expectations. Her life is governed by a set of personal rules so precise and so carefully crafted that most people wouldn't even recognize them if they were spelled out. These rules aren't written on paper, announced publicly, or flaunted for admiration. They exist silently, shaping her decisions, her interactions, and her path through the world. To the outside observer, her choices might seem unpredictable or even rebellious, but there's a method behind every move, a code she lives by that ensures her independence, clarity, and control. These rules cover every aspect of her life, from relationships to ambition, from social behavior to personal growth. They are her internal compass, guiding her toward authenticity and away from anything or anyone that might compromise her essence. She doesn't compromise her boundaries because she knows what her rules demand, and anyone who violates them, even unknowingly, triggers a reaction she rarely explains. People around her might not understand why she disengages, walks away, or subtly reshapes interactions, but it is never random. Every action is a reflection of the principles she quietly enforces, and she doesn't bend them for convenience, fear, or approval. Her rules are invisible but unbreakable. They allow her to operate on a level others cannot reach, because while people are distracted by appearances, emotions, or social pressures, she navigates life with precision and focus. This makes her seem untouchable, untamed, and to some, unfathomable. Her adherence to her rules ensures she is never fully controlled, manipulated, or understood by anyone else. This internal governance is part of what makes her rare and formidable. It isn't arrogance, nor is it secrecy for its own sake. It's strategy, self-respect, and clarity distilled into action. To be in her orbit, consciously or not, means interacting with someone who is disciplined, deliberate, and impossible to sway without her consent. Her rules are the backbone of her independence, the hidden engine of her power, and the reason she can move through life with a confidence and freedom most people can only envy. Number 4. Her rarity isn't just personality, it's strategy. A Sigma female is rare not because she's born different, but because she consciously becomes different. Her uniqueness isn't accidental, it's engineered. Every habit she forms, every boundary she sets, every relationship she engages in is calculated to maintain her independence, intelligence, and influence. Unlike most people who drift through life and let circumstances shape them, she designs herself deliberately. Her personality is a living strategy, a blueprint she continuously refines to stay ahead of the predictable, the manipulative, and the ordinary. She understands the mechanics of human behavior at a level most people never even notice. Her decisions aren't impulsive. They are informed by observation, intuition, and analysis. She moves through social situations with the precision of a chess master, predicting outcomes, understanding motives, and positioning herself to remain untouchable. That's why her presence is magnetic and dangerous in the quietest way possible. People are drawn to her without knowing why, but anyone who tries to manipulate or deceive her is always caught off guard. Her strategy extends to every part of her life. She curates her circle of influence carefully, aligning herself with minds that challenge or elevate her while quietly eliminating energy drains. She doesn't just survive chaos, she anticipates it and positions herself to benefit from it. She isn't seeking approval, validation, or attention because she knows that dependence is a weakness. Instead, she cultivates self-sufficiency, intellectual curiosity, and emotional resilience, all of which become the invisible armor that sets her apart from the majority. Her rarity is also tactical. It allows her to move through life unconstrained, to access opportunities others cannot, and to maintain a level of autonomy that seems almost untouchable. She doesn't conform, she doesn't imitate, and she doesn't compromise her principles. Everything about her personality, the quiet confidence, the emotional independence, the strategic foresight, is designed to create a life on her own terms. This is why she is more than rare. She is exceptional, a calculated force of nature. Her personality isn't just a set of traits, it's a living strategy, constantly evolving and impossible for the unprepared to fully comprehend. Being around her is being around someone who doesn't just exist in the world, she shapes it. Number 5. She questions everything, including herself. A Sigma female doesn't accept ideas, rules, or narratives just because they exist. She examines everything with a relentless curiosity, including her own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Her self-awareness is brutal and uncompromising. She doesn't shield her ego from scrutiny. Instead, she interrogates it, dissecting every impulse, every decision, and every belief. She asks herself why she feels a certain way, why she reacts the way she does, and whether her actions align with her principles. This constant self-examination isn't about self-criticism, it's about evolution. By questioning herself, she strips away illusions and weaknesses that most people carry unknowingly. She identifies patterns of thought that hold her back, confronts biases she didn't know existed, and adapts faster than anyone around her. While others may be stuck repeating the same mistakes, she turns every experience, every failure, and every success into a tool for growth. Her mind is always a laboratory, constantly analyzing, refining, and upgrading her understanding of herself and the world. This relentless introspection makes her formidable. She isn't vulnerable in the conventional sense because she's already explored the depths of her own vulnerabilities and learned from them. She anticipates how she might react, how she might be influenced, and how she can maintain control over her emotions and decisions. Most people fear self-examination because it exposes uncomfortable truths, but for her, it is a source of power. Her self-questioning also allows her to see the motives and flaws of others with astonishing clarity. Because she interrogates herself so rigorously, she recognizes the same patterns in those around her. This is why she rarely gets manipulated or misled. People who try to play her or deceive her are often shocked to discover how fully she has anticipated their moves. In short, her habit of questioning everything, including herself, makes her exceptionally self-reliant, deeply intelligent, and incredibly adaptive. It's the engine behind her growth, the reason she evolves faster than almost anyone else, and the trait that separates her from the ordinary. She doesn't just live life, she analyzes it, masters it, and constantly upgrades herself to a level few ever reach. Number 6. She doesn't chase purpose, she builds it from scratch. A Sigma. Female doesn't wander through life hoping to stumble upon her purpose. She doesn't wait for clarity to fall from someone else's philosophy, society's expectations, or conventional milestones. Instead, she constructs her purpose deliberately, piece by piece, using her values, experiences, and intellect as building blocks. While most people chase identity like it's a moving target, she creates hers with precision, designing a life that aligns perfectly with her vision and principles. Her focus is on direction, not on labels. She isn't concerned with fitting into a category or following trends. She's concerned with where she's going and how she can get there efficiently. Each decision, relationship, and skill she cultivates is part of a larger, often invisible framework guiding her toward her self-defined goals. Her life is intentional, her steps calculated, and her energy focused on constructing something uniquely hers. She thrives in autonomy. While others look externally for validation or guidance, she looks inward and outward at the world as raw material. Challenges become opportunities to test her limits. Experiences are data points, and failures are nothing more than feedback to refine her strategy. She doesn't chase purpose because she knows purpose isn't found. It's forged. It's created with effort, foresight, and a refusal to settle for anything less than what resonates with her true self. This makes her rare because most people treat purpose as a destination, but she treats it as architecture. She can start from zero, discard societal expectations, and construct a meaningful, self-sustaining framework for her life. Others may spend years searching. She spends the same years building, evolving, and expanding herself. Her approach also makes her magnetic and intimidating. People are drawn to the clarity and intentionality in her life, even if they can't articulate why. She doesn't follow maps, she designs them. And because she builds her purpose from scratch, she operates on a level of independence, creativity, and self-mastery that leaves ordinary methods of finding identity far behind. Her life isn't discovered, it's created, piece by deliberate piece, and that is the hallmark of her extraordinary nature. Number 7. She's hard to impress, because she sees what impresses you. A Sigma female isn't swayed by flashy gestures, empty compliments, or attempts to show off. She doesn't need awards, status symbols, or exaggerated accomplishments to acknowledge someone's worth. What makes her so hard to impress is simple. She understands the psychology behind it. Before you even try to make an impression, she already sees the insecurity driving your actions. She notices the ego behind the effort, the fear of inadequacy you're trying to hide, and the desperation to be admired. That clarity makes superficial attempts at impressing her utterly transparent. She values substance over show. While most people are busy performing to be noticed, she evaluates the essence behind every action. Charm without depth, wealth without character, and confidence without competence are invisible to her because she instinctively filters what matters from what doesn't. She can recognize genuine talent, intelligence, and authenticity, but she has little patience for anyone masking mediocrity with noise. The more someone tries to dazzle, the more she tunes in to what's behind the performance. This ability gives her a rare kind of power. People often underestimate her because they assume everyone can be impressed the same way they are. But she operates differently. Her standards are anchored in substance, insight, and independence, not validation or status. The gestures that work on the majority fail completely on her, not out of arrogance, but because she sees the mechanics of human behavior too clearly to be fooled. Her discernment also creates an invisible filter around her life. Only those who show real depth, creativity, or strength of character capture her attention. Attempts to impress her through superficial means often backfire, making the seeker appear small and predictable. She doesn't just reject empty performances, she sees them for what they are before they even unfold. Being around her requires authenticity. To impress her, you must bring more than appearance, bravado, or status. You must bring originality, intellect, and a mind that challenges her. She isn't impressed by what you display, she is captivated by what you truly are, and that makes her both rare and untouchable in a world obsessed with masks. Number 8. Her emotions have an internal firewall, a sigma. Female feels deeply, but her emotions aren't freely available to everyone. She experiences life with intensity, yet she controls what she allows into her inner world. Her emotional system functions like a highly sophisticated firewall. Every interaction, every word, every gesture is scanned for authenticity before it can affect her. Manipulation, deceit, or emotional exploitation simply cannot penetrate unless she allows it. She isn't cold, she's cautious, deliberate, and protective of the energy she invests in others. This internal firewall gives her an almost unshakable stability. People may try to provoke, guilt, or emotionally pressure her, but their attempts are intercepted and filtered. She can feel empathy without being drained, love without losing herself, and concern without surrendering control. This doesn't mean she avoids connection. It means she chooses her connections with precision. Only those who pass the rigorous scan of her emotional system gain access to her deeper feelings. Her firewall also serves as a learning mechanism. She absorbs lessons from experiences without being consumed by them. Emotional attacks or failures don't destabilize her. They are processed, analyzed, and stored as data for future decisions. In this way, she grows stronger with every interaction, turning potential vulnerabilities into advantages. This makes her rare in relationships and social dynamics. While most people are reactive, easily influenced, or manipulated by emotional currents, she operates from control, awareness, and foresight. People underestimate her capacity to feel because her reactions are measured and filtered, not impulsive. The intensity is there, but it's contained, directed, and shielded. Her internal firewall is a combination of instinct, experience, and discipline. It protects her from unnecessary emotional harm while allowing her to engage with the world on her terms. She feels fully, yet selectively, and that is what makes her both formidable and captivating. Her emotions are a sanctuary, and only those who respect her boundaries ever gain entry. Number 9. She learns people faster than people learn themselves. A Sigma female doesn't just interact with people, she studies them. Within days, sometimes even minutes, she can map someone's behaviors, patterns, fears, and triggers with astonishing accuracy. Her observation is meticulous. She notices subtle cues in speech, body language, and energy that most people miss entirely. By the time someone thinks they've revealed themselves, she has already understood the mechanics of their personality, often more clearly than they understand themselves. This ability makes her almost impossible to manipulate. She recognizes hidden motives, insecurities, and agendas before they even surface. People around her often feel exposed or unnervingly transparent, even if they haven't said much. That's because she sees the unspoken, the unconscious behaviors that betray true intentions. The realization of being understood on such a deep level is disarming, and it gives her an invisible but powerful edge in every interaction. Her skill isn't about judgment, it's about insight. She doesn't react impulsively to the information she gathers, she uses it strategically. Knowing someone's patterns allows her to navigate relationships with precision, avoiding unnecessary conflict, predicting reactions, and positioning herself advantageously. Her presence subtly shapes the environment because people instinctively adjust when they sense she understands them completely. This rare ability also makes her highly selective. She can quickly determine who is trustworthy, who has depth, and who is expendable in her life. People who waste her time or energy rarely go unnoticed, and she doesn't hesitate to disengage from them. Conversely, those who match her intelligence and authenticity can gain her respect and attention much faster than elsewhere. Her capacity to learn people faster than they learn themselves makes her both magnetic and intimidating. It's why she seems to see through people effortlessly, why her interactions feel profound, and why she operates with such control in social dynamics. She doesn't just participate in life, she understands the forces around her, mapping them with a clarity few ever achieve. This rare insight is part of what makes her so exceptional, strategic, and quietly dominant. Number 10. She can emotionally disconnect without becoming emotionless. A Sigma. Female doesn't shut down her feelings, she manages them. People often mistake her for being cold or distant, but what they perceive as detachment is actually a highly refined skill. She compartmentalizes her emotions, separating them from situations or people that might cloud her judgment or drain her energy. Her detachment isn't a flaw, it's a conscious strategy that allows her to remain clear-headed, decisive, and unshakable in moments when others would react impulsively or be consumed by sentiment. This emotional control doesn't mean she lacks empathy or depth. She feels everything intensely, but she chooses when and where to invest that energy. She can connect with others on a profound level, yet disengage completely from toxicity or manipulation. While most people get caught in cycles of emotional chaos, she observes, analyzes, and moves forward without losing herself. That's why interactions with her can feel both magnetic and intimidating. She's fully present when she wants to be, and completely untouchable when she doesn't. Her ability to disconnect also protects her independence. She doesn't rely on emotional validation from others, and she refuses to be trapped by guilt, pressure, or societal expectations. By mastering detachment, she creates a space where she can think, plan, and act freely, without being swayed by fleeting emotions or external drama. This doesn't make her unfeeling, it makes her strategic. She can care without overextending, love without dependency, and engage without losing control. This skill is rare because most people conflate detachment with coldness, failing to recognize the power behind emotional sovereignty. The Sigma female's detachment is a tool she wields expertly. It allows her to navigate life on her own terms, maintain clarity in chaos, and preserve her energy for what truly matters. She can be deeply emotional internally while projecting calm and control externally, and that duality is what makes her both enigmatic and extraordinarily powerful. Number 11. Her loyalty has a hidden kill switch. A Sigma female's loyalty is intense, unwavering, and often rare. When she commits her energy, trust, or love to someone, she does so fully, investing with depth that most people cannot comprehend. But her loyalty isn't blind or unconditional. It has a limit that isn't publicly announced. Beneath her dedication lies a hidden kill switch, a silent mechanism that activates the moment she detects repeated disrespect, manipulation, or betrayal. Once triggered, it doesn't announce itself with confrontation or drama. It simply erases the person from her emotional world. This kill switch isn't about punishment, it's about self-preservation. She doesn't linger in relationships, friendships, or partnerships that compromise her integrity or drain her energy. When the threshold is crossed, she disengages completely, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes physically, without explanation. The people on the receiving end often feel the sudden absence like a shock because she doesn't broadcast her limits or make ultimatums. The removal is clean, decisive, and absolute. Her loyalty and this hidden switch are two sides of the same coin. She can love, support, and stand by someone through immense challenges, but her protection of self-respect is non-negotiable. This duality makes her formidable. She gives fully when deserved, yet she also has the capacity to cut ties without hesitation when boundaries are crossed. People who fail to recognize this often mistake her patience or tolerance for weakness, only to discover that her switch is instantaneous and irreversible. This trait makes her relationships rare, meaningful, and high stakes. Those who earn her trust gain a partner whose dedication is unshakable. Those who violate it face an absence so complete, it feels like she was never there. Her hidden kill switch is not vengeance, it's clarity, precision, and control. She loves hard, but she protects harder, and that combination makes her loyalty one of the most extraordinary and unpredictable forces in her life. Number 12. She's socially invisible by choice, not circumstance. A Sigma female has the ability to command attention effortlessly, yet she rarely does. Her social invisibility isn't a product of shyness, fear, or lack of skill. It's a deliberate choice. She understands the value of remaining unnoticed, observing the world from the margins while others scramble for recognition. By staying under the radar, she gathers information, assesses dynamics, and positions herself strategically, all without the interference of external expectations or unwanted attention. Her invisibility is a cloak, not a limitation, and it gives her a level of freedom that most people can't even imagine. She doesn't seek approval or validation, which is why she often seems detached in social settings. While others are busy performing for recognition, she is quietly analyzing, learning, and preparing. When she does step into the spotlight, it is intentional and impactful, not performative. People are caught off guard by her presence because they are not accustomed to someone so capable of holding attention without needing to flaunt it. Her visibility is entirely her decision, and she wields it like a tool rather than a status. This choice also protects her energy and autonomy. By avoiding unnecessary social noise, she maintains clarity, focus, and control. She interacts on her terms and with her standards, never succumbing to the pressure of fitting in or meeting expectations that don't align with her. Her invisibility allows her to move freely, gather insights, and engage selectively, ensuring that her presence always carries weight when she chooses to make it known. Her social discretion is a form of power. It allows her to navigate the world unnoticed until she wants to be recognized, making her actions and appearances far more impactful. She doesn't need to announce herself. People notice her because her influence is felt, even when her presence is subtle. Her invisibility is strategic, deliberate, and rare, and it underscores the exceptional nature of her personality. Conclusion. A Sigma female is not just rare. She is a force of nature carefully sculpted by intelligence, strategy, and self-mastery. Every trait, every choice, every boundary she enforces is intentional. From the way she studies people faster than they understand themselves, to the silent kill switch that governs her loyalty, to the internal firewall protecting her emotions, she operates on a level that most will never reach or even comprehend. Her independence isn't rebellion, it's precision. Her detachment isn't coldness, it's control. Her rarity isn't chance, it's a strategy honed through observation, self-awareness, and unyielding standards. Being in the presence of a Sigma female is like observing a masterclass in human behavior. She doesn't need to assert herself. Her presence commands attention. She doesn't chase purpose. She builds it. She doesn't seek validation. She extracts respect effortlessly. Every interaction with her leaves an impact, whether subtle or undeniable, and anyone who underestimates her quickly discovers the depth, clarity, and force behind her mind. She challenges the ordinary, redefines relationships, and creates a life on her own terms, all while remaining enigmatically elusive. To understand a Sigma female is to understand that true power is silent, rare, and deliberate. She is a living paradox, deeply emotional yet selectively detached, intensely loyal yet unpredictably untouchable, socially invisible yet strategically magnetic. She does not conform to society's rules because she has written her own, and she executes them flawlessly. This is why she captivates, intimidates, and inspires all at once. If you've been fascinated, challenged, or even a little intimidated by the world of Sigma females, make sure to stay connected. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more insights that peel back the layers of rare personalities. Give this video a like if it opened your eyes, comment your thoughts or experiences with Sigma energy, and share this with anyone who needs to see what it really means to operate on a level few can reach. Dive deeper, learn more, and keep exploring the minds of the extraordinary. You've only scratched the surface.